We've just finished another episode of Along the Towpath, and today I've got the brilliant Matt Giggs, who Matt and I have known each other for a really long time.
Yeah, it's fine now, isn't it?
And Matt has, he's a business partner in By Design. He's got the Giggs Group, which is a group of companies which he partners with under his brand, which we'll go to in a minute. But most importantly, what I wanted to talk to Matt about just now was his journey from Countrywide, starting his own business, was a really, really interesting one. And I'm focusing on that gap from end of Countrywide to beginning of Giggs & Co.
Yeah.
So for this lot,
Yes.
they don't know the journey.
No, of course.
So talk us through it.
So I'd worked at Countrywide for 16 years, from a trainee to a director. Got faced with the prospect of becoming a managing director, and actually it just didn't excite me whatsoever.
Okay.
So at the time, for 2 or 3 years before I left Countrywide, it was very much about spreadsheets, dashboards, branch reports. Yeah, and it was all the stuff that my energy used to just drop.
Yeah.
You know, if I was going to a branch to do a branch report, it was like, going to a branch just to have not a laugh, but certainly to just go in there and light up the room, help them to see the challenges and overcome them, and then leave there knowing that they were a little bit better than the moment I arrived. That was the stuff that I really enjoyed doing. So when that was kind of taken away and that was reintroduced, I knew that the end was nigh.
Yeah.
So left Countrywide.
So you were less motivating, you were more scrutinising.
Yeah, it just felt like I was. It felt like I was being my boss.
Ah, right.
Because I was being managed like that, and there was nothing wrong with my boss. But what I mean by that is, he was being managed like that.
Yeah, which
meant he changed his style with me, which meant that I changed my style with my team, and you know, I had a freaking great team, and we were doing really, really well. And for me, that, you know, when you start to change something that's working, it's idiotic, personally. So I just thought, well, I've had enough. It does. I think you realise sometimes when things just don't align, just don't feel right, and I think you've got to listen to that. And so I did.
You'd gone through that journey, which a lot of certainly our guys have been on, and we know a few others have been on. Yeah. Which is, and those who are taking the step into this world, is not comfortable anymore.
Yeah, it served a purpose. I hate to put it like that, but I worked there for a long time. I learnt a lot. I learnt a lot of structural things which were really beneficial.
Yeah. So
certain
you were just falling out of love with it.
Yeah, I just something wasn't right for a few years, and it was just if I really identify it, it's just what I told you just now. Yeah. It just didn't feel right.
Okay, good. So you left.
Yes.
And then what happened?
I borrowed some money. A good friend of mine, when I was whinging about it, said, you ought to do it yourself. And my wife said the same thing. So that was interesting. So he gave me a loan facility of up to 4 years, which, to be honest, I think we all live to our means. And I certainly didn't have an extra £100,000 to just kick things off. So he said, well, look, I'll help you out with accountancy, I'll help you out with banking, I'll help you out with these 3 or 4 major things which were unfamiliar to me. You just go and do what you do really well.
Do your 80%. Yeah.
So in year 1 I paid him back, bought back his 50% of the share, and because I didn't want to have, so I didn't really borrow a lot because we got the cycle turning over quite fast. I mentioned to you one of the big deals that we got in the earlier stages, which really helped me to buy the business back in year 1. So yes, I kicked off Giggs & Co. We worked remotely. We were the only agent, or one of the only agents back then, to not be in the high street, which we're still not. And we were in an office that was very difficult to find. So that was great.
Sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar, which made me laugh when I followed your directions. I was thinking, I know what Google Maps is like. But it made me realise that it's got F all to do with how your office looks, where your office is situated, but it's got everything to do with who you are, what you're going to become, and what you deliver to people as an experience.
Gotcha. Okay. Good. Okay. So in that interim period, you went on a journey of discovery.
Personal growth. Yeah, personal development.
growth?
Yeah, well, I
Personal
think
development, yeah. So talk us through that, because I think that's really important. And one of the reasons that I've enjoyed working with you over the years, or whenever we've talked, is that I'm a huge believer in personal growth. But it was you that actually taught me to believe in that.
Yeah.
So, and it was because of that journey. So talk us through that.
I think I said to you earlier when we were filming that you have to work more on yourself than you do on your business if you want to be successful. And that should never stop. Wherever you get to, whatever you do, however successful it becomes, you have to put more time into your personal development, your learning, your training, your implementation, your awareness, your self-awareness. All of those things form part of building you up first. You build you up first, the business part's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Because you take responsibility, you take direction, you try things, and you understand if things fail, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you're literally quashing all of those problems by being in a better frame of mind, as opposed to what we were talking about earlier, which is there are a lot of people in a estate agency that look outside of themselves. So they will look at all of the reasons why they're not doing well, but the only one they don't look at is themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, forget all of those things for the next 12 months, just work on this thing.
Yeah.
What are the things you can control, you can do? How about you just do that, and then we look at the other stuff after.
And I think one of the phrases that I remember from a few years ago was why.
Yes.
And not the Simon Sinek why, because
Yeah.
that's a different why. But why is something not working? Keep asking that. Was it the Toyota solution? Is it?
Yeah,
I keep asking why 5 times,
Yeah.
and you get to the root cause of every problem, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to explore what's working and what's not working. You know, there's things that all of us are extremely good at or extremely confident at. So there's things that you do when you're in your flow, and what I believe agents should be doing is finding their flow 80% of the time. If you can be in your flow 80% of the time, and you build automation or outsourcing or VAs or AI, all of these lovely things that are on offer today at a lot lower cost, to help you excel in the time that you need to work on the things that you're good at, you'll scale your business with a lot less, I suppose, financial risk, if you like.
Yeah, more certainty,
It's
isn't
more
it?
certainty, because you're multiplying the hours of what you're an expert at, and that's what you've got to do.
And you're sort of removing the... we're going to be kicked off the lock, aren't we? Do you need to open this?
I do.
Let me get off.
Well,
Yeah, give it a bit.
give
Ah,
it a
good,
bit.
there you
All right,
go.
well, you do.
Thank you.
So,
We'll end up in there.
we
won't
will do, won't we? We'll make an episode, won't it? It's on its own right. It's surviving the lock. So, if we were to drill down on probably a couple of things, then that are, if you're starting out an agency as a self-employed agent, or you're in your first 6 to 9 months,
Yeah.
what are the key things? There's sort of 2 or 3 key things that you would suggest that they do, all and above everything else.
Well, I think you've got to remember you're in sales. So a lot of agents, when they start, if I look to talk to 10 agents who have just in their first 3 months, and this happens a lot, they spend most of their time doing things that they're comfortable with. So the pathway to
Because
least
that's why you're
resistance.
doing it the way you want to do
Well,
it.
this
'cause
is
it's what you're used to. And
but
comfortable,
but is it going to be? Is it going to produce something? Is it going to be directly impacting your year one income and turnover? So you've got to make sure that you prioritise the things that you need to be doing. One is your personal development, because if you're in the right mindset, you'll learn the right skill set. Once you've got the right skill set, you want to have the conversations. So for me, that's the kind of order that I would suggest you go in. So every day you should be looking to have great conversations, you should be producing great content, and you should be doing great work on yourself.
Love that. You'll notice on Pappy, one of the key prompts, one of the main prompts is a motivational prompt. It's a check-in, it's a reminder, and it's about goals, and it's about structure in your day, and all that sort of thing. So those things are what we're talking about now, is remembering that, you're starting a business, and whilst you don't want to be sort of tethered to 9 to 5, that's why we're doing it, isn't it? We don't want to be stuck to must report in here, must report, check in, check out there. You still have to maintain discipline though, don't you? And that's really important, is that I must work. If I want to achieve this,
Yeah.
I've got to reverse engineer that to work out the front end. Are we moving? Are we? We're moving already.
Get a little bit of a movement there.
Should we do a little bit of walking?
Yeah. But so coming back to discipline. So discipline tends to be looked at negatively, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because if you think of anything or any team or any person that is super successful at what they do, discipline will be one of their core pillars, one of the foundations. Structure. If you go to Ryan Serhant in America, he probably still prospects every single day. I'm just guessing. Same with the Aussies.
Alexander Phillips.
But prospecting, prospecting it can be seen as a bad thing because there's going to be an element of rejection in there for people. There isn't if you prospect the right way, which is how much value can I bring people today?
Yeah.
So if I'm going to ring yourself, what value can I bring to that person for their stage of the journey that they're on? It's about that constant communication, and you're giving people the opportunity to remember who you are for when the time is right. So discipline's hugely important.
Love it. Good. Anything else you want to add in?
No, I think you've got to work really, really hard. I said it earlier when George popped in. I think because most people have worked somewhere else and fell out of love with it, similar to my story. Yeah. And then the elastic band stretches the other way, which is I want to do everything the opposite way of where I was.
It's a rebellion, isn't it?
What's the sweet spot?
Yeah.
So there's things that we've talked about that I think find your sweet spot because they'll be different to the other agents, but you've got to focus on what's important to you. What are your values? How do you want to do it? But you've got to remember it's about you only get out what you put in, and at the end of the day, that's the truth.
Absolutely right. Good man. Thank you. Well, there you go, gang. It's not me saying it. It's this man. He knows exactly what he's talking about. So he's been trained by some of the best people in the world. So Matt, thank you.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it. Good to see you.
And watch the Estate Agent Showdown.
There's
lots of good people on there for you to listen to.
We'll send the link. We'll put it on Beaver Engage. Lovely. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.